Okay, so you've got yourself a shiny new website and you're sending traffic to it, but how do you know if it's any good? How do you know if people are actually using it the way that you want them to? This is where Google Analytics comes in. So in this video, we're going to look at setting up Google Analytics and tracking the goals that matter to you. Firstly, we need to get ourselves some data. So let us go over to a popular website and pick a random article to send some traffic to. So let's click on this one here. What is SEO and why should I care? Click that. Now we'll open up a new incognito window or private window. It doesn't really matter, and we will go to Google and search for that same article that we just clicked on. Now that we have different ways of getting to that article, what we can do is open up Google Analytics and select the reporting period that we want. So today and yesterday in this case, and then we can see the two different paths that people took to get to that article. So you can see one came directly from the search engine and one came from a referral, which is another website. Now we can track all sorts of things such as bounce rate, which is the percentage of people that leave the website after viewing only one page. Average session duration, which is how long people typically stay on the site. And pages per session, which is how many pages people typically view during their visit. If we scroll down a little bit further, we can also see the geographic distribution of our traffic as well as the browsers and devices that they use to access the site. So this information is really useful for making sure that your site works well across all of the major browsers and devices. Otherwise, you might be leaving a lot of potential customers behind. But what if we want to see if people are actually taking the actions that we want them to take, such as signing up for an email list or making a purchase? Well, that's where goals come in. So let us go into the admin section of Google Analytics and we'll select the property where we want to set up the goal. Then, under the View column, we'll click on Goals. From here, we can set up different types of goals based on the actions that we want to track. So let's say we want to track email signups. We'll click on Create Goal, and for this goal, we want to use a destination URL. So this is the URL that people will see in their browser once they've completed the action. In this case, we want to track signups to our email list. So we'll enter the URL of the thank you page that they be taken to once they've signed up. So we'll enter the URL and then we can choose a name for the goal and select the category. Then we need to decide whether this is a new user or a returning user. For this example, we'll select new users. Then we can set the value of the goal, which is optional. You don't need to put anything here unless you want to assign a monetary value to this goal. So we'll save this goal. Now we can go back to the reporting interface and under the behavior column, we'll click on Site Content and then select All Pages. From here, we can see the full path of the URLs that have been associated with our goal. So if we look for the email signup page, we can see that it is showing up as a goal page with a green check mark next to it. And we can also see the number of times that this goal has been completed. So that's the number of people that have signed up to our email list. If we click on the checkbox next to the goal name, we can add it to the chart so we can see how this goal is performing over time. Now there are many other ways to set up goals in Google Analytics, such as tracking time on site, tracking events, and even setting up conversion funnels. So if you'd like to learn more about setting up goals in Google Analytics, please check out my other videos. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.